We're on 4.5, solving polynomial equations. This is video number 2. We are finding zeros of a polynomial function, and then we are graphing it. So a reminder on the vocabulary is that we have repeated solutions. So when a factor appears more than once, that's a repeated solution. And when it's raised to an odd power, it crosses the x-axis at x equals k, but if it's raised to an even power, it will not cross the x-axis, but will touch the axis at x equals k. And we'll give some examples here. All right, so our first one, number 3, we want to find the zeros, and then we're going to sketch the graph. So let's factor our polynomial. And I can take the square root of x to the 4th and get x squared. And square root of 81, and I get 9. And there was a minus in there, so they have to add up to negative 18. So negative 9, negative 9. So that is twice. But if I factor those more, x squared minus 9 is the same thing as saying x minus 3 times x plus 3. And since I have 2 of those, I need to square both of those. And that leaves me with the factors of 3 and 3. And negative 3 and negative 3. So my zeros are just 3 and negative 3. That's where it's going to touch the x-axis. And because those are raised to even powers, they will not cross the axis. Now I'm going to look at my end behavior. My leading coefficient's positive, so the right side will go up. It's to an even power, so the left side does the same thing, so it's going to go up. Oops, sorry. So I'm going up away from that point, and I'm going up away from the point on the left. And I have some things that are going to happen in between, but it doesn't cross the x-axis. So that's not exact. I don't know exactly where I'm going to cross the y-axis there, but it's going to look something similar. And those are curved. They look like they meet at points, but they don't. They're curves. And that's, like I said, not exact. So you can always check it with your graphing calculator to put it exact if you want. But I know my end behavior and where I'm crossing the x-axis is accurate. So reminder, odd powers cross the x-axis, but my power here was even. X minus 3 was squared, so that was even. So even powers do not cross. Okay, but odd powers do. So that was just a reminder about the odd powers. All right, so number 4. Let's factor out here. It looks like I can take out a negative 2 from everything, and that leaves me with x to the 4th minus 8x plus 16. And I can factor that even more. So I get negative 2, and it'll be x squared minus 4 times x squared minus 4. And again, x squared minus 4 can be factored even more. So it's x minus 2 times x plus 2. And since I had x squared minus 4 twice, both of those will be squared. So x is going to equal a positive 2 twice and a negative 2 twice. So again, I have even powers. So I know at negative 2 and 2, it will not cross the x-axis. But I can put my points at 2 and negative 2. Let's figure out our end behavior. Now the leading coefficient is negative, so I know I go down on the right side, and my power is even, so the left side does the same thing. It's also going to go down. And I do not cross the axis, so you do need to make that a curve there, and it's going to curve something like that. Even though it looks like points the way I drew it, those are curves. And again, I don't know exactly where that bump there in the middle is, but this is the general idea of this graph. So now go to your practice and do numbers 13 and 16.